I want to talk to you today about the dark night of the soul. We have been in a series where we have played off of some previous summer blockbuster movies, and mostly just taking the titles from those movies as a launching point for a spiritual message. Who in this room has not experienced a dark night of the soul? I bet there is not one of us that has not experienced that gut-wrenching feeling of your entire world as you once knew it collapsing. The phrase or the term dark night of the soul comes out of traditional Christianity. It comes out of this idea of a spiritual crisis, a crisis in which an individual begins to deeply question and anguish over their relationship with God, trying to understand that better or reconnect with that relationship with God. St. John of the Cross wrote a poem entitled The Dark Night of the Soul. And in The Dark Night of the Soul, he makes the statement, "In the dark night of the soul, bright flows the river of God." Perhaps you call to mind our teacher and way shower, Jesus Christ, on the cross, saying, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" We might say that that was a moment, perhaps, of Jesus experiencing a dark night of the soul. So 4 points that I want to share with you this morning about dark nights of the soul. The first point is this: dark nights provoke deep questions, and deep questions evoke expanded answers. Earlier, I asked you if you had ever experienced a dark night of the soul, and most of you raised your hands. Think back, and hopefully it's back. I hope you're not there right now, but if you are, we're here to help, okay? Think back to that dark night of the soul, and I bet you will agree that it was a period in which you asked some pretty deep questions of yourself and of life, did you not? Nod your head if you did. What's the meaning of my life? What's the purpose? What am I to do? Do I still want to be here? What's it all about, right? Existential kinds of questions, spiritual questions, philosophical questions. And if you were willing to stay for a while in those deep questions and allow an expanded answer to come, you would have emerged through that time of that dark night more enlightened and stronger as a result of it. You see, one of the downsides, if you will, to our beautiful metaphysical teaching is that sometimes we try to sugarcoat things or too quickly move through the valleys in our lives. We want to put a positive affirmation on top of it in hopes that it will all go away and that we don't feel the pain anymore. Does this make sense what I'm saying? There are experiences in our lives, even as deeply practicing spiritual beings and metaphysicians, that require something more than simply an affirmation, but instead require going deeply into the yuck, deeply into the experience, so that we can be transformed by it. We can stop asking, what do I do to fix it? Instead, ask of ourselves, what is here for me to learn and to become as a result of being in this place? Those are deeper questions that evoke expanded answers.